China releases documentary showing its ability to attack Taiwan. China floodwater diversions unleash wave of online anger. Ukraine hits Russian tanker with sea drone near Crimea bridge. Deadly violence flares in Manipur ahead of Modi confidence vote. Imran Khan arrested as court sentences him to 3 years in jail. China issues rare rebuke to Russia over border incident. Vietnam PM says nation targeting 9% growth in second half. U.S. farmers accuse Chinese Communist Party of stealing American seeds.
Hello, I'm Johnny. Thank you for joining us on Funday News. It's Monday, August 7th, and here are your top stories. China has released an 8-part documentary about its military's readiness to attack Taiwan, which showcases soldiers pledging to die invading the island if required. The first installment of Chasing Dreams was aired by state broadcaster CCTV last Tuesday. It features footage of military drills, particularly around Taiwan, and dramatic testimonials from dozens of soldiers. Some said they would be willing to lay down their lives to capture the island.
The series comes amid moves by Beijing to intensify pressure on democratic Taiwan, including by staging frequent war drills. According to the South China Morning Post, the series also features the People's Liberation Army's amphibious assault group practicing a charge towards a beach, with aerial cover provided by fighter jets and land and ship-launched missiles. The program also showcased the Chinese military's joint sword drills around Taiwan, which simulated precision strikes against the island.
Nearly 1 million people in China's northern Hebei province were relocated after record rains forced authorities to channel water from swollen rivers to some populated areas for storage, sparking anger online over the homes sacrificed to save Beijing. The Baoding government said last Saturday record-breaking rains in Baoding led to the overflowing of 67 of its 83 small reservoirs. In addition, the government used flood storage areas to control the disaster because 10 large reservoirs rose to dangerous levels.
On July 31st, Hebei province opened 7 of its 13 designated flood storage areas, including 2 in the city of Zhuzhou in Baoding south of Beijing and north of Shanghan. On August 1st, Hebei's Communist Party Secretary Ni Yifeng said that it was necessary to reduce the pressure on Beijing's flood control and create a moat for the Chinese capital. State media reported last Saturday that as of last Friday, Hebei had relocated more than 1.54 million people, including 961,200 from flood storage areas.
Both Ukraine and Russia said last Saturday that a Ukrainian sea drone full of explosives struck a Russian fuel tanker overnight near a bridge linking Russia to annexed Crimea, the second such attack in 24 hours. A Ukrainian intelligence source told Reuters that the drone weighed 450 kilograms of explosives hit the vessel as it transported fuel for the Russian military in Ukrainian territorial waters. The source said the joint operation was carried out by Ukraine's Navy and Security Service.
An unmanned drone boat heads directly for a Russian chemical tanker.
Russia's Federal Marine and River Transport Agency said the tanker received a hole in the engine room near the waterline on the starboard side, preliminarily as a result of a sea drone attack. According to a Russian-appointed official, the tanker had been supplying oil to Russian troops in Syria. A Ukrainian government agency warned last Saturday that 6 Russian Black Sea ports, Anapa, Novorossiysk, Gelendzhik, Tuapse, Sochi, and Taman, were in war risk area.
At least 6 people were killed and armories were looted as conflict erupted again in the northeastern India state of Manipur ahead of a non-confidence motion on Prime Minister Narendra Modi's government for failing to contain earlier clashes. According to a social media post by the Manipur police and local reports, there was day-long violence between 2 ethnic groups and attacks on security personnel last Saturday. The police said it's raiding areas to recover arms and ammunition that were stolen from the armories.
In this country, there's the importance of law and order. and respect for women.
Clashes between minority tribal groups and majority Métis Hindus have left more than 150 people dead since May. A video last month surfaced on social media showing 2 women being sexually assaulted, drawing public anger to the ethnic conflict in the state ruled by Modi's Hindu nationalist Bharatiya Janata Party. Opposition parties used the video incident to lodge a no-confidence motion against the government in parliament. The government is expected to discuss and reply on the motion from August 8 to 10.
Police arrested Pakistan's former Prime Minister Imran Khan in Lahore last Saturday after a court sentenced him to 3 years in prison for illegally selling state gifts. Legal experts say the guilty verdict reached by an Islamabad district court could eliminate Prime Minister Shahbaz Sharif's greatest rival in a national election, expected in November. Khan's party called for peaceful protests against the decision, but there was only a limited public response on Saturday evening.
After Khan fell out with Pakistan's powerful military and his party splintered, the arrest has been the latest in a series of blows that has weakened Khan's political standing. Lahore Police Chief Bilal Siddique Kamiana confirmed the arrest and told Reuters Khan was being transferred to the capital, Islamabad. According to the arrest warrant, Khan will be held at Central Adiala Jail in nearby Rawalpindi. Khan's political party, Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf, said it had filed another appeal to the Supreme Court earlier last Saturday.
According to a post on the Chinese embassy's Weibo account, Russian border police detained and interrogated a group of Chinese citizens who were traveling through the country on their way to Kazakhstan for 4 hours. The embassy said the incident seriously damaged the legitimate rights and interests of Chinese citizens, and the embassy pressed Russian authorities to further look into it. The embassy noted the incident was inconsistent with the overall situation of friendly Sino-Russian relations.
The embassy said that it was quick to get into contact with authorities and calm down the emotions of the parties involved, soon after which the situation was cleared up. It made its complaints heard with representatives from the Russian Ministry of Foreign Affairs, the Federal Border Service, and the Federal Security Service, FSB, the successor to the Soviet KGB. The reason for the mix-up was that the actual destination did not match that on the Chinese citizens' visas, in violation of Russian law.
According to a post on the government's website that cited proceedings at a cabinet meeting last Saturday, Vietnam Prime Minister Pham Minh Chinh said the country aims to boost economic growth to about 9% in the second half of the year, as the government will maintain its gross domestic product growth target for 2023. Pham Minh Chinh was cited as saying the government will prioritize economic growth by boosting the 3 growth drivers, including investment, consumption, and exports.
The Prime Minister also ordered ministries to conduct a reasonable expansion for fiscal policy, such as continuing to provide tax breaks, speed up government spending in key infrastructure projects, shorten administrative procedures, and attract more foreign investment. The government is trying to revive the property market and boost domestic consumption in order to make up for the drop in exports. Vietnam's overseas shipments fell for a 5th consecutive month in July, the longest slump in 14 years.
Multiple Iowan farmers accused the Chinese Communist Party last Thursday of arranging the theft of valuable genetically modified seeds in the U.S. According to Newsweek, the farmers alleged that Chinese nationals have been known to dig up genetically modified seeds, which are the product of scientific research and improve crop yields. As such, the seeds are a valuable trade secret for the American agricultural sector. The farmers conveyed the allegations to a bipartisan delegation of congressional lawmakers.
They sat for a roundtable meeting in Dysart, Iowa last Thursday. Participants in the discussion cited a 2012 incident in which a local farmer saw a man in business clothing unearthing proprietary seeds, which were then delivered back to China. Farmers pay a fee in order to use the genetically modified seeds. According to the group of impacted farmers, Chinese firms gain an advantage and avoid the high costs involved in R&D by stealing seeds, intellectual property, and trade secrets.
Now let's delve into the news of U.S. farmers accusing China of stealing American seeds. Number 1. Genetically modified food. 转基因食品 modify 调整稍作修改使更适合 Patients are taught how to modify their diet. Number 2. Yield 产量产出利润 This will give a yield of 10% on your investment. Number 3. Bipartisan 两党的涉及两党的 The fact is, without bipartisan support, we cannot solve this problem. Next, we have a multiple choice question for everyone to practice. Which answer would you choose? You can write down your answer in the comment section. The correct answer will be announced tomorrow. And that's all for today's Funday News. Be sure to tune into Funday News from Monday to Friday and click the link below to join Funday for free. I'm Johnny Wu, your host. I will see you next time.